Hey everyone, it's Rajiv and welcome to my channel Rajiv's Reviews. In this video, I am going to be sharing my Reading Rush TBR. So the Reading Rush is a week-long readathon that is happening from 22nd July to 28th July this year, where you get to read as many books that you want. This is the first time I am participating in it, so I am super excited about it. It used to be called the Book Tubeathon, and I think it has been going on for a few years, but they recently changed the name to the Reading Rush. So anyone can join, and if you are interested, then I will provide a link to their website below, and I'll also put in my username so that we can be friends. They also have a few challenges that you can participate in, and they have these awesome badges that you can earn, which feels very rewarding if you complete a challenge. And there are also forums in the website where you can interact with other members and discuss the challenges and the books that you're reading. So if you are interested, all you have to do is click on the website link below and register as a user and start reading. Anyway, there are 7 challenges that are in the Reading Rush this year, and I am planning on participating in all 7 of them. I know it's a bit ambitious because I don't know if I'll be able to read so much, but I'm going to try and see what I can do. So without further ado, let's get right down to my TBR. First challenge is to read a book with purple on the cover. And for this challenge, I have decided to read Aurora Rising by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. This is a science fiction young adult fantasy novel, and it takes place way in the future, like 2300 something. And it's about this team of cadets who save this girl who has been in this cryo sleep for 2 centuries. And little do they know that she is the catalyst for the next big war that's going to happen. I've heard really good things about this book, and I love reading science fiction and young adults, so I am very excited to pick this up. The second challenge is to read a book in the same spot the entire time. Now, I think this is a pretty easy, open-minded challenge because I always read my books only in one spot, which is my reading couch in the corner of my room. Anyway, for this challenge, I have decided to read The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. Now, this is again a young adult fantasy horror novel. I'm not really sure of the exact plot, but I know it revolves around this toddler who comes to the graveyard after his whole family has been brutally murdered, and he is raised by the ghosts and other paranormal phenomenon in the graveyard. Again, this is one of those books that has just been sitting in my bookshelf for a long time, which have not gotten along to reading. And I love Coraline by the same author. So I think this will be equally fun to read, and I'm excited about this one. The third challenge is to read a book that you meant to read last year. And for this, I have decided to read another young adult / middle grade adventure novel called Arusha and the End of Time by Roshni Chokshi. Now, this is the first book in the Pandava Quartet series, and it's about this girl named Arusha who accidentally lights the lamp of Bharata in the Indian museum that her mom runs. In doing so, she freezes the entire world and wakes up the sleeper. So she needs to find the other reincarnations of the Pandavas from the Mahabharata to make everything come back to normal. I love reading adventure series like Percy Jackson and Harry Potter, and this sounded right up my alley because I also love Indian mythology, so I cannot wait to find out how this book is. I actually started reading this last year itself, but for some reason or the other, I didn't end up finishing it. And the second book in the series has also been released this year called The Song of Death, which I really want to read. So this is the book that I've chosen for this challenge, so that I can at least complete it and move on to the next one. The fourth challenge is to read an author's first book, and for this challenge, I have decided to read The Doldrums by Nicholas Gannon. Now, this is a middle grade adventure fantasy novel, and it is also the first book to the Doldrums series. Again, I don't know much about the plot, but I know that it's about a boy named Archer who longs for a grand adventure after his grandparents go missing, and his grandparents were explorers. So Archer gets in touch with his friends and they go on this big adventure. And this is one of those books that's just been sitting in my shelf and I don't know why I have not read it yet. Another reason why I'm looking forward to reading this book is because the author has also done his own illustrations which look amazing, and I'll give more details about it in my video review once I finish reading it. The fifth challenge is to read a book with a non-human main character in it, and for that I've decided to read Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa. So again, vague on the plot, but it's about a girl named Yumiko who is half fox and half human. I know that it has to do with Japanese mythology and there's a lot of adventure and romance and a lot of fantasy elements in it. So this is going to be another exciting one to read. The fifth challenge is to read a book with 5 or more titles in it, and for this I have chosen to read Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I don't think you'll believe me, and I can't believe that I'm saying this, but I've never actually read any John Green books till now. I know, I must be an alien or something. But what better way to get rid of that to actually start by reading this one? Turtles All the Way Down is a young adult contemporary fiction. And again, I have picked this up because I have heard a lot about the author and I want to see how good he is. And the final challenge is to read a book and watch the book to movie adaptation. For this challenge, I have decided to read Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. I loved reading Gone Girl by the same author and I loved the movie rendition of that. So I'm excited to read Dark Places because if I remember, it came before Gone Girl, but the movie actually came after Gone Girl because of how successful Gone Girl had become as a film. So Dark Places is a murder, mystery, thriller, fiction novel, which is a very different contrast to all the other young adult stuff that I have picked up for the reading rush. So this is going to be different, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. Anyway, that is my TBR for the reading rush challenge and I cannot wait for it to start. I will be doing a video review for each of these books over the next 1 week as part of the readathon, and I will be updating the links in the information section below. If you're also taking part in the reading rush, then please share your opinion and comments down below because I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.